My name is Miss Shannon, and I'm from the Prince George's County Memorial Library System. Today, we are going to learn about popcorn. First, we are going to pop some popcorn in the microwave, and all you're going to need is a paper bag and some popcorn kernels. And then we're going to take that popcorn and make a delicious snack with marshmallows, butter, and the popcorn that we already made, and make some popcorn balls. There are four types of corn grown in the United States: dent corn, sweet corn, flint corn, and popcorn. Dent corn is grown mainly to feed livestock such as cattle, hogs, and chickens. Sweet corn is the type of corn that we eat right off the cob, and it contains more sugar than any other corn. Flint corn comes in a variety of colors, and it's usually used for decorations, and the kernels are very hard, but they're not good for popping. And finally, there is popcorn. Let's see how popcorn pops. As the waterproof hull or the outside of the kernel heats up, the bit of moisture inside it turns to steam. And then that steam softens the starch in the center. The pressure inside the kernel builds up until the temperature reaches 347 degrees and the starch turns to a liquid, and then it pops open and that starch cools quickly and turns into the shape of popcorn. If you want to learn more about popcorn, you can go on the internet to popcorn.org, where you can find more about the history of popcorn and more recipes about popcorn. Also, you can check out this book called Popcorn Country, which is a nonfiction easy book, at your local library. So first, we are going to make popcorn in the microwave. With our popcorn kernels, we have 1/4 of a cup of popcorn kernels and just a regular brown paper bag. So what I'm going to do is open up the bag and pour the kernels in. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold the bag over twice to make sure that your popcorn doesn't pop out. And this 1/4 of a cup of kernels that we're going to pop is what we'll need to make our popcorn balls. So let's go to the microwave. So we put our bag in the microwave, then we're going to close it, and we are going to set it for 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm going to set it for 3 minutes, and you know that the popcorn's done when it starts to slow down and it's popping. So let's set it for 3 minutes. From here, it's slowed down, and it's very few pops left. So once you start to hear that slowing down sound, you know that it's almost done and ready to take out. So I'm going to stop it. All right, we have our popcorn. We're going to pour it in our bowl. There we go. And At this time, you could probably, if you wanted to eat popcorn by itself, you could melt some butter and put it over it and put a little salt on there, or you can do a variety. You can have Parmesan cheese or chili powder, anything that you like on your popcorn, and then you can eat it. But what we're going to do with our popcorn that we made is we're going to make popcorn balls. So for this part, you're going to need a big pot, and you're going to need to do this on the stove. So if you're not allowed to use the stove by yourself, then you're going to have an older person, big brother, big sister, or a parent to help you do this part. So you are going to do 1/4 cup of butter, which is 4 tablespoons, which is a half a stick. So you're gonna put that in the pot and let that melt. And once that's finished melting, there's only a little bit of butter left, but once it's almost done melting, then you can add a whole bag of mini marshmallows. And what you're going to do is stir those so the butter coats it and they start to melt. So you're going to melt those down until they get to be a nice liquid. Once you have melted all of the marshmallows and have like a nice gooey substance, then you can add you can turn off the stove, and then you can add your popcorn into the pot. So I'm going to get the popcorn right here, and then you want to try and not get any of those unpopped kernels in there. So you might want to use your hand and get it out. And remember, anytime you're cooking, you always wash your hands to make sure they're clean so that you can handle the food. So we'll get all these out and make sure that we don't have any unpopped kernels in there. Okay. And we got a few more, and then we had some unpopped kernels in our bag. But at least we didn't burn our popcorn. That's why you want to listen for the popcorn to start slowing down when you're popping it, but not stop or slow down too much, just not as fast as it was. So you're going to stir the popcorn into the marshmallow, and then you're going to let this cool before you start to make your popcorn balls. And it'll probably take about 5 minutes. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes. And we let it, I poured it from the pot into a bowl so that it would cool faster. Because that pot retains heat, so that it would just still be really hot and too hot to handle. So if you put it in a different, I put it back in my popcorn bowl so it could start to cool. And to make them, what you're going to do first is you need a little bit of extra butter, and you need to rub the butter on your hand so that the popcorn is really sticky, so it doesn't stick to your hands. And I have a sheet tray lined with parchment that I can put my popcorn balls on so that they can set up. So what I'm going to do is take some popcorn, form it into a ball, and see, my hands aren't sticking to it. And I'm going to put it on the tray. And you can make them as big or as small as you want, like if you're having some friends come over for a snack. And these are very marshmallowy. If you don't want them as marshmallowy, you can add a little bit more popcorn to the same amount of marshmallow and butter. So here we go. And we got a few more that we can make. And roll them up. Roll it up. And see, it's starting to stick to my hand because I probably need more butter on my hand. The butter is wearing off. I'm going to make this last one, I'm going to make it kind of big or add some to this really small one that I made. Got a little bit of popcorn, marshmallow left, add that, and we are done. Voila, popcorn balls. See, and that made us about 6 popcorn balls. So it's a nice treat, and I hope you enjoy that, and we will see you and talk to you next time. Learn something new. Bye-bye.
The recipes that I used today can be found in Cooking Class by Deanna F. Cook, available on Libby at pgcmls.info.